Holy Spider, out in theaters, new crime thriller from director Ali Abbasi. It's a thriller that deals with pretty heavy subject matter, and what makes it even heavier is that it is based on a true story that happened in Iran between 2000 and 2001. Some of the facts of the story were changed for dramatic purposes, but as far as I was able to read up on it, the spirit remains largely the same. The film follows a young female journalist who comes to the city of Mashhad to investigate an ongoing case of a serial killer targeting prostitutes. The murderer seems to be on a sort of twisted holy crusade, claiming he needs to cleanse the city of the corrupted women. And then the perspective begins switching back and forth between the investigation led by the journalist and the actual killer, who is shown to lead a fairly regular life during the day, family, wife, children, all the while going on these rampages at night. So the film is sort of interested in showing us the psychology of this guy who's clearly not right in the head. So the film moves pretty much like you would expect it to for about 2/3 of the way, and while it is a pretty competent thriller during this time, with unnerving atmosphere and a permeating feeling of despair across the Iranian society, that isn't what makes it so good. What that is the third act, which happens when the killer is finally caught. Minor spoiler, because then it turns into a much deeper discussion about Iranian society as a whole, about the terrible conditions that women there have to deal with, about the constant discrimination and the fact that they're sort of treated as subhumans, about how in general they're treated by the people in power, and about how the religious extremism can be viewed as something positive by the regular people, which is the absolutely scariest part. There's one thing that the director said about the film in one of the interviews, which I think encapsulates it quite well, and it's that he wanted to make a film that's not about a serial killer, but that's about a serial killer society. And I really think that nails the themes that the movie explores. It's very well directed and performed. It's got good music and cinematography, which play on the atmosphere of dangerous Iranian nights. It is quite shocking and brutal at points, so be advised. But what I personally found most shocking was not the actual murder scenes, but rather seeing how in the final act, a lot of the members of society just go, yeah, what this man did was justified. He was correct. Maybe this needs to happen. I mean, absolutely terrifying, especially when you see the young children getting into this twisted ideology towards the end of the film. It's a heavy and dark film. It's not for everyone, but it is a well-made thriller that goes beyond the usual regular scope of that type of films to explore some very timely themes regarding the society of modern Iran. Solid stuff.